Hi, Stitchy friends. It's Kara, the Granite State Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. Um, Thanks for choosing to spend some time with me today. Today is Sunday, August 10th, and I can't believe it's already August. Where has the summer gone? The past month has been, fairly busy over here. The humidity finally broke, so we've been having really nice summer weather. 70s and 80s during the day, and then down in the 60s at night, which makes it great for sleeping. Um, been doing a lot of stuff with the dogs. Um, they had all their annual appointments, and Marley had her knee surgery last month. Same thing that happened to her last year. She tore that tendon in her knee. Same thing that happened to Sarah, the Northwood Stitcher's dog, Abby. So she's been recovering from that and she's doing great. And last Monday, I heard a little ruckus out in the backyard, and I look out, and two of the dogs had a baby porcupine cornered. So I ran out too late to stop them from getting zapped with the quills. Um, so I hauled them into the house. The baby went along its way. And it's interesting. I've lived here for 23 years. I have 7 acres of woods around me, and I know the porcupines are probably out there, but I've never seen any. And usually I have a fenced in backyard. Um, so usually there are no animals that come into the backyard. Mainly because they know the dogs are there. So I don't know how this baby porcupine made its way into the yard. He must have dug under the fence somewhere. I know they dig. So that was another visit to the vet. And then I had my son's dog here for a week and a half while they went on vacation down to the Cape. Um, so yeah, it's been busy with the dogs. The other day, it was so cute. The other day I heard them out running around in the yard. So I stuck my head out the door, and we have deer that live in the backyard, in the backwoods, and there has been a doe hanging around that had a little baby this year. And so, they'll be out there every once in a while, and the dogs will be barking at them. And it's so funny. The deer just look at the dogs like, yeah, whatever. They're so used to the dogs barking at them. But anyway, it wasn't the mother, it was the baby out there. And the baby was running back and forth along the fence. It's a chain link fence. And the dogs were running back and forth along their side of the fence. And it was just so cute. And that, you know, happened for about 20 to 30 seconds. And of course, I did not have my phone with me, so I couldn't video it. But then the baby just like kind of sauntered off into the woods. Her playtime was over, but it was so cute. Um, my daughter and her family were supposed to visit last week. And about 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, she was sent to Japan. She and another pilot had to fly a plane over to the base in Japan and drop it off. And they were supposed to be bringing another plane back to Nebraska. And I don't know, for some reason, the plane that they were supposed to pick up wasn't ready. It wasn't flyable, or whatever the excuse was. And so she was stuck in Japan for 2 weeks, which ate into her leave time. She didn't get back until this past Sunday, and they couldn't send a plane over to get them, so they had to fly back commercial. Her luggage got lost. They finally tracked it down in Korea. I don't know how it ended up in Korea from Japan, but and of course, Allie was so upset because while my daughter was in Japan, she went to the Pokemon factory store and got Allie a bunch of Pokemon stuff. So thankfully, it all arrived, a few days later. So, but that trip now, her visit has now been rescheduled to the last week in August. Well, actually, the end of August, the last weekend, going into the first week of September, because Allie will have a couple days off from school, and Kate will just keep her out of school for the rest of the days. But my daughter in law's baby shower is Saturday the 30th. So Caitlin and Allie will be able to attend the baby shower, which will be nice, and they'll get to have their week's visit. Allie has already started school. Nebraska started school this past week. I think her first day was Wednesday. Nebraska is doing some type of state testing this year, and I guess it's going to be 2 weeks, between before, with having all the schools do this testing in the state. Um, so Allie started school really early, and I'm sure not too many parents were happy about that, having to change their summer plans and get their kids back to school 2 weeks earlier. But so anyway, um, I've been busy with the craft room. It's all painted now. So now we're working on the flooring. Um, I will insert a picture of what my office looks like because everything had to come out of the craft room and go into the office, and it's just all piled there. I can't find anything in there, but I can't wait for the craft room to be finished and then starting to organize everything. It's going to be so nice to have my own room. Um, so I have a lot to show you, so let's get started. Um, if I'm rubbing my nose and I start sneezing, it's because I woke up this morning and my knee was killing me for some reason. So I usually have BioFreeze that I rub on it, and I'm out of BioFreeze. So I had some Aleve X. I'd picked up some Aleve X. It must have been on sale or something, and it's a topical cream for pain. And I rubbed that on, and oh my gosh, the dogs took off. They can't even come near me. The odor is so bad. My eyes were watering. I was sneezing, and it's still, I have the overhead ceiling fan on right now, kind of like trying to, I don't know, blow the smell away from me. The dogs are out on the deck, so if they start barking, especially Marley, if she sees a squirrel or whatever, um, just ignore her. But anyway, this stuff is horrible. The odor, it's like Vicks Vapor Rub on steroids. That's the only way I can describe it. It's horrible. But anyway, so let's get started. I wanted to start off with, I have been catching up on Flosstube videos because I did fall behind, and I've been really watching a lot of full coverage videos, and they're very interesting. I just love people that do full coverage because I have a couple full coverage patterns, but I've yet to start them, and I'm probably too chicken to start them. That's coming from me, the person that likes to start everything. I will eventually, I guess, but I just love watching people with their full coverage. Kudos to them. It's a lot of work, a lot of dedication, and I give them all the credit in the world. But so I've been watching Dawn Marie. She's a Maine stitcher. Hi, Dawn. We're supposed to be doing a chatelaine together. Her channel is DM's Crafty Vortex all together, and I will link these down below. But she, I just love watching her. She's so funny when she talks about her pattern pieces. And then a new one that I just discovered is called Thread the Needle. Her name is Vani, and she is a Canadian stitcher, but she took her wedding picture, she and her husband, their wedding picture, and she had it converted over into a cross stitch pattern. And that's what she is currently working on as a gift for her husband. It's big and it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. So go check that out. Like I said, her channel is Thread the Needle. And Tina Stitching Baps, you will have to check her out. You'll be amazed because I know that you like to take photos and put them into cross stitch patterns too. So you two may have a connection there. And then Alara, I've been watching Alara now for a couple years, and you think I have a lot of WIPs? She has double the amount of WIPs. She probably has like 300 WIPs, and 99% of them are full coverage. Oh my gosh! Her WIP parade is amazing. It's amazing. So go check those those channels out if you want to see some amazing work done by amazing stitchers. Okay, so let's get started. These are in no particular order. So the first one that we have is Queen of Freedom. I started this at the beginning of July as a stitch along with Amy from Two Cross Stitchers and Karen Hildreth, but Karen has already stitched this one. So Karen is now stitching Lady of the Flag, and her progress is amazing. Karen, your work is always so beautiful. So here we are. Sorry, I left my thread in there. So I came in, I got this white star done, I got some white over here done, I put in some blue, and I had to put this on a Q-snap. You know, for those of you who know me, I am an in-hand stitcher. I wasn't always that way. I did used to stitch on with a hoop back in the day, and since I've come back to stitching, for some reason, I like stitching in hand. But there's too much material with this one, and it was driving me crazy. I think because normally I start in the top left corner and work my way down so I can gather the fabric in my left hand as I'm stitching along and working my way down. But this one I started in the middle and I'm going across. So all that fabric from the top keeps flopping down. I tried rolling it and, you know, putting a magnet around it and one of those fabric loops around it. Just didn't work. So I'm like, okay, I'll just stick it on a Q-snap. And this is being stitched on the Declaration of Independence fabric by Fabric Flair with all the called for DMC. So that'll come along in good time. And the next one, almost done with the stitching on this one. Letter A by Nora Corbett. And I have really been trying to dedicate a lot of time to this because I just need to get this finished. Especially if Allie's going to be coming the last week of August. You know, everything happens for a reason. I did not have it ready for her. She would have been here last week, so I'll have it ready for the last week of August. Okay, so here we are. So I have all the Krynic in the wings done and the Krynic along this side of her. And I just need to finish up this side with all these little wispy, and then it'll be time for beading. Now, interestingly enough, this pattern only called for the Krynic and the wings, and this, all these little whisper things down here, these designs, those were supposed to be stitched in Weeks Dye Works blue jeans. And I was like, nope. If I'm doing the Krynic, this is going to be all shimmery. It's for a 10-year-old girl. She will like all the bling. So I just decided to do everything with the Krynic. And I love it. I think Allie will love it too. I just need to get a frame. I should order a frame so that will come in. I would like to do an oval like what they have here in the picture. So I'll have to look around, see if I can find one. So that is letter A, and that is being stitched on 28 count water lily with all the called for Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. Okay, next I pulled out Birds of Happiness, and I pulled this one out because I'm trying to get this one stitched up too. The letter A, and I would say probably this one right now. Oh, and one more on my priority stitches. I want to get them done, finished, because they're all going to somebody. They're all gifts for people, and I want to get them done and out the door. So this one is Bluebirds of Happiness. by JBW Designs. And this I am stitching for a very, very dear, sweet lady who loves bluebirds. She sits at her window and watches them all day. She's 85 and she is such a sweetheart. And when I saw this pattern, I immediately thought of her. So, grab my board here. All right, the last time you saw this, I did have this row done. So I came in and stitched this row this past week. So there you go. And I just noticed, am I missing a flower there? Let me look at the pattern real quick. I don't think so. No, I'm not. It just looks kind of strange, huh? But anyway, there's that. And this one is being stitched on a 32 count Belfast white linen with all the called for, I believe they're all DMC. Yes, they are. Oops, my needle fell out. That's not good. Okay. Next one, and you guys have seen this one before, Honey Fair. By October House. And this I'm trying to get finished up so I can use it for the Smalls Exchange. I'm going to Stitch New England in October. So this, the letter A, and Bluebirds of Happiness, I've kind of made my priority stitches just so I can get them done. All right. So here we are with this one. Now, the last time you saw this, I'm going to fold this part over. The last time you saw this, I had finished all the greenery, finished these flowers. I had done the top part of this tulip and the stem. So I came in and did the leaves here on the tulip, and then I started that bee skip. And that bee skip is going to be absolutely gorgeous, but that is no joke. I pulled out all the flosses. There must be 7 different colors in that bee skip, and it's all a geometrical design, a lot of confetti stitching. Yeah, so it's going to be absolutely gorgeous when it's done, but it's certainly going to be a little challenging to stitch, but that's okay. It's still going to be gorgeous. And this is being stitched on, let's see, hold on just for a second. Oh, there it is. 30 count parchment by Weeks Dye Works with all the called for DMC. So yeah, hopefully that will be finished up within the next couple of weeks so I can cross that off my list. The next one that I have been working on, which was also a new start, this is a SAL being done with Amy from Two Cross Stitchers, Carol Smulligan, and Cindy Miller. And they had chosen Peace on Earth, the Winter Quaker from Leela's Studio. And I know everyone has seen this. So they decided to start this on August 1st, and I wanted to join in. I am not as far along as they are because I had to order mine from 123, and it came in, and I ordered a 36 count cream. linen. And here I am up in the left-hand corner. I just love this fabric. I love it. It's just regular Edinburgh linen. So I can't even get into my craft room or my office to get a project bag. So everything is just living in the bag that the pattern came in for now. That one was a new start and a whip. I love it. I absolutely love working on that. Okay, the next one, this was my birthday start in 2023. And sadly, it has not gotten a lot of love. This is And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. And I fell in love with this the first time I saw it. And I really, really need to. My plan was to pull it out on the 4th of every month. I started it, like I said, for my birthday, August of 2023. And I just haven't stuck to plan of pulling it out every month and working on it. I see that there is a hashtag now. Oh, what is it? Work on that tree or get that tree done, something like that, where it is for And a Forest Grew. And you go in and you do one motif, try to do one motif every day or every week, whatever, whatever your schedule allows. And I think that's great. And maybe I'll try to do that. But here we are. Since the last time you saw this, I added these two birds right here, and then I added this tree. There's another tree that goes here. There's a little rabbit that goes here, another tree here, and then I think that's the bottom of page 1. So I don't have too much more to go to finish up page 1. So that will be my goal, to get that done. And I do like working on this. Now this one is being stitched on antique white 36 count Edinburgh linen. And I'm doing 1/2 with all the called for DMC, all 103 colors. Now, I do have a whip that I am going to, I don't want to say I'm going to UFO it, but I'm definitely going to change it. This one I started last year as my birthday start. And this is Summer Quaker by Leela Studio. And I absolutely love this pattern. But I have just fallen out of love with the stitch. And this is, I started in the top left-hand corner. This is what I have done so far. And this is being stitched on 40 count parchment by Weeks. And I'm just not liking it. I don't know if it's well, I know it's the fabric. I wish I had chosen a different color fabric. And I'm doing 1/2, and my stitches look okay. I'm just not enjoying stitching this on the 40 count. I have other pieces on 40 count. Salute to Abigail's on a 40 count, and I'm fine with that one. But for some reason, I'm just not happy with this, stitching this on a 40 count. So I started Peace on Earth on a 36. I think I'm going to change this one to a 36. I'm just going to start over. I can either cut this little section off the fabric or frog it, whatever. But I'm definitely going to start it over, and I think I'm going to go with a lighter color. I don't like this color. Maybe a blue, something that's a bit more summery, I think. So those are my plans for this one. If you're not in love with the stitch, then either change it up or don't stitch it, right? Okay, so I think that's it for my stitching. Now, last Saturday, I did go to I guess it's called a handwork group, where it's a group of people and, they get together for a couple hours, and everything, there's no sewing machines, everything is done by hand. So Amy invited me over. It's in Candia, so about 45 minutes from me, maybe not even. Um, and I brought a knitting project. Amy was doing needlepoint. There was a woman there doing crochet. There was, I think, another person doing knitting. The person next to Amy was doing quilting, hand quilting. Well, she had the fabric laid out and she was coloring in the pattern for what she's going to be hand stitching. So that was fascinating to watch. So I've been working on these stockings forever for my daughter's family, and this is my daughter's stocking. And let me find the and there's a whole series of these, and she wanted the bear. She's always liked bears, especially white polar bears. When Coke had the white polar bear theme going on with their drinks, we had to get everything that was related to the white polar bear. So this is her stocking. And again, another neglected WIP. And this is where I am on this. So here is the tree that's in the middle, and this is the top of one bear and the top of the other bear. I have my round needles in here. That's why it's kind of tight right here. But yeah, whoops, there's one sticking out. So this is coming along. As soon as I finish this one, and I'm doing the add-on heel and the Kitchener stitch for the toes. As soon as I get this one done, I just need to do one more dog stocking because they have two dogs. And then they'll be all set. So I already have one dog stocking done. Josh's stocking is a moose. Allie's stocking is a snowman. My daughter's is going to be the white polar bear. And then I have to just do another dog. So that's that. So let me pause you for a minute and gather my haul. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is so cool. I was on Facebook Marketplace and a woman in Portsmouth, which is like 10 minutes from me, was selling wooden spools. And she had a whole collection of them. So here they are. They even came in this little wire basket. And they're all different sizes. So we have this one. This is a good size, good width. This one. And you can see the hand. This is like all one piece. This is all one piece, hand carved. So I don't know how old these are, but they appear to be pretty old. I did not ask her where she had gotten them or how she acquired them. The smaller one. Another hand crafted one, all one piece. You can see the groove marks in there from the knife. This bigger one. That's a good width and good height too. And this little one, the top of this one looks almost like a gear. So those were cool. And then of course the basket that they came in, $40. I thought that was a very good deal. So I'm very happy to have these. I will have to watch Helen D's tutorial on spools. Let's put that there for now. Okay, so apparently I got more than I thought I had ordered. And if you're screaming at me saying, Kara, we just saw your office where all your craft stuff is piled in there, you have no business buying anything. You are absolutely right. It's can't help it, right? We get enabled. And here's a perfect example. I saw this stocking. I think it was on Amazon. Jan Lynn. What's it called? Christmas Lighthouse. I didn't pay 19, but I think I paid 34. Old stocking. Does it say the year? Nope. Maybe on the pattern it does. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that Pam from Just Keep Stitching stitched this. And, you know, it came across my feed. I'm like, oh, and how can you not like it? The lighthouse, Santa on a fishing boat. It's awesome. So I picked that up. And there was another one that I saw on Amazon. And I have been keeping an eye out for this one ever since I saw it on Samantha, the Yuga Stitchers channel. She is stitching this Dimensions Gold Collection, and I love, love, love this stocking. I love everything about this stocking. I think it's very elegant with the gold chains and the background stitching behind the greenery, the cardinal right there, the deer. I absolutely love this stocking. Amazon, 30 bucks. And the floss is all separated. You can tell it's one of the newer packaging, so this is probably a re-release, but that's okay. I'll take it. Then I went to Counting Puddles website because I wanted to get this pattern. I've had my eye on this pattern for a while. They did have this, they were selling this at StitchCon in the annex, and they were all sold out. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go and order it. So I ordered this one. And then I ended up ordering this one, Snowflake Llama ornament. I'll do that one for my son-in-law. He absolutely loves llamas. And look at all those specialty stitches in there. That's going to look cool. Little fringe. And then I ordered these mini snowflake ornaments. So that's what I ordered from Counting Puddles. Then I went on to, I emailed Jeanette Douglas because I knew that the main stitchers, I think Helen D is organizing it. I know that Mary Lou from Two Cross Stitches is also stitching this. So I reached out to Jeanette Douglas because she hasn't published this pattern yet, but she had it, you know, she has it in her repertoire. And I emailed her, asked her if I could get a copy. She said, yeah, sent it to me. This is East Coast. So cool. So I want to start that. And then if you saw Helen's video, probably 2 videos ago, where she finished the shark stand-up, oh my gosh, it's amazing. You have to go see it if you have not. If you do not follow Helen D, find her, go see what she did for this shark stand-up. It's amazing. She did it for her friend Kat. Her friend Kat was stitching this pattern, and she wanted it finished as a stand-up, but with the fin, the shark fin added to the back, it's awesome. It's awesome. So I'm like, oh, I got to do that. We're a shark family. My son loves sharks. My granddaughter loves sharks. So I'm going to stitch this for him. You're going to need a bigger boat. This is by Forbidden Fiber Co., I believe. Yes, it is. And I want to do that shark stand-up, the same thing that Helen did. It was just amazing. So that's on my to-do list. Then I ordered this one from Ink Circles, Tea Time. My daughter-in-law Sarah's birthday is in November, and she is a tea drinker. Her family is from England, so they are total into all the teas. And my son and daughter-in-law just had their kitchen redone, so I'm going to stitch this for her birthday, and she can put it in her kitchen. They have a little tea station in their kitchen, so it's perfect. All right, then I ordered a couple from 123 Stitch. I had forgotten I ordered these, and as I was going through my stuff looking for stat, I'm like, ooh, I ordered those, I forgot. Anyway, a couple of Autumn Lane patterns. This is Tonight We Ride. I'm sure you've all seen this. And the suggested fabric for this that I did order is called Pumpkin. Well, at least this is what 123 Stitch had it paired up with, by Fiber on a Whim, 32 count. And I like it, but it's just orange. It's just orange. The suggested fabric on the back is Pumpkin Patch by Bestitch Me. And I know that last year at Stitch New England, I think everybody there got a piece of, it was Pumpkin King. And it's just like this. It's the orange with the dark modeling. So I might try, I know I have a piece of Pumpkin King, but it's buried in that room. So I think I'll just order, I will go on to Bestitch Me and see what the pumpkin patch looks like, but I may just end up order another Pumpkin King because I think it will look great with this. And then I ordered Current Mood. Love this. Love that cat. Isn't it awesome? And I got what color is this? The purple. It is Pansy. Pansy Lugana 28 count. So this is the purple fabric that goes with this pattern. Probably can't see it too well. I'll put it next to the orange. There you go. So there we go. And then, oh, I also got in, I am part of the Wordy Bird monthly series from Cornhusker State Stitches. It's being sponsored by Sweet Wing Studio, and I think I have it right here. And it's through their shop, Heartland Quilt Stitch. And here is August. Summer Shimmer Golden Glimmer. There we go. And a couple of goldfinches. So cute. And the fabric for this month is 32 count Grace Notes Mojito Smoothie. And you can tell it's kind of like a grayish white. Yeah, so I'm still on January. Have not been keeping up with this. Then I am part of a block of the month, Quilt Club, and this one is American Barn Trail. So this is block 2. This is going to be fabulous when it's done. Look at that quilt. And block 2, so right here, that's this one. Comes with all the stuff. Have I done block 1 yet? Nope. I will though. When that craft room is finished and I can set my sewing machine up and leave it set up, don't have to worry about taking it down, it'll get done. Then I went to Hobby Lobby this week because I had to get some floss, and they had these little Christmas fabrics on sale for like $1.49. Like, okay, yes, please. So I figured these would be great. I want to do some ornaments this year, so these will be great for backing. Got that one. And that one. Love that one. And then just some red and green white striped. So those are cute. Then I also got, I don't know why, you know why? Because look at this flamingo fabric, first of all. Isn't that awesome? Now I got this because I want to do the flamingo stand-up that Helen D has. She created that flamingo, and she has a site that you can go and purchase the PDF. So I'd really like to do that. I think flamingos are cool. And then for Miss Allie, we got some Pokemon fabric. Woohoo! She'll be very excited for that. I will let her choose what she wants to do with that. Okay. I guess that's it. For plans, I am just going to work on prioritizing the 3 patterns that I already showed you. Letter A, Honey Fair and Bluebirds of Happiness. Once those are done, then I will find 3 more to focus on. I still have the wedding sample that I need to finish for Nick and Sarah. Their 2-year anniversary is going to be in October. And then, of course, I have the New England sampler that I really, really, really need to get finished this year. I told myself that when the craft room was done, that sampler would be the first thing I hung on the wall, and I'm going to hold myself to that. So I need to get that done. I also want to start a birth sampler for my new granddaughter that's due in November. And also, you know, knitting projects. You have to knit and crochet for little babies, right? So just make the time, make the time. So that's about it. I do have another video that will be posted this week. I have been working very diligently on it. I went to a Panera Stitchy group up in Augusta 2 to 3 weeks ago on a Saturday, and I threw some topics out there, what they would like to see a video on, and they chose the subject matter of budgeting, planning, and saving for a retreat. So I have been very copiously putting together my notes. I have been an extensive traveler throughout my adult life, so I have a lot of tips and tricks and methods of planning and budgeting and saving that hopefully other people will find useful. So keep a lookout for that video if it's something that interests you. And I think that's it. And we made it through the video without me sneezing or having to wipe my watery eyes, and the dogs didn't bark. So, yay, win win. All right, take care and have a good week. Bye.